Chiefs training camp winners and losers coming at you here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. Chiefs have an off day today here on Thursday, first padded practice tomorrow, so I thought, okay, we have a few practices in the books. Let's take a look at some guys who have stood out and some guys who haven't here on today's show, which is presented by Rhone. Appreciate Rhone for sponsoring today's Chiefs Report. You need to upgrade your wardrobe. Do so with Rhone. It's RHONE.com/chatsports. Code ChatSports is going to get you 20% off at checkout. Let's take a look at some winners first, and it's the cliche answer, but it really is true. Patrick Mahomes, of course, the quarterback. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again today. He just makes everything look so easy. He makes his teammates better. Everything just looks smooth when he's operating the quarterback position. And what I find just so incredible is that he legitimately looks like someone who's gotten even way better since last season. It's like, how much better can this guy get? Obviously, you hope he continues to get better year in and year out to what's already been an incredible start to his young career. He's quite literally on pace to have the greatest statistical season in the history of the sport. It's truly remarkable. Obviously, he's chasing GOAT status. That's something he wants, but I think he also recognizes that starts in the offseason. That starts with being sharp in training camp and building rapport with these young receivers who we're going to talk about a little bit more throughout this show as well. I just have so much admiration for number 15 and appreciate the fact that he's constantly chasing greatness. Can you help us reach 43,000 subscribers before the first preseason game on August 12th? Actually, August 13th, I believe. We're currently at 42,660, need 340 more. Can we get there? Can we get to 43,000 subscribers? Help us out. Hit that sub button for daily content. Next up is Rashee Rice, the rookie wide receiver out of SMU. And said it yesterday, I'll say it again here. Every time I open up Twitter, it's like a new catch that Rashee Rice is making. Obviously, he didn't get one today because the Chiefs did not have a practice in St. Joseph today, as they have the day off before the first padded practice tomorrow. But he looks like a player who's ready to contribute and contribute heavily right now. Rashee Rice looks like somebody who is ready to play in an NFL game and contribute for this Chiefs offense. Coming out of SMU this past year, had over 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns, and his profile was that of making contested catches, and that's what he's done throughout training camp so far, and Mahomes seems to trust him. He's gone to him quite a bit, especially in the red zone. Now, I do want to preach caution here. Why? A, he's a rookie, and B, a second-year player, Skyy Moore, who was a rookie last year. Remember the Skyy Moore hype train in training camp last year? Then he kind of struggled throughout a lot of his rookie year, came on late, but I think the expectations got a little too high for Skyy Moore a year ago. I think Rashee Rice can have a better rookie year and probably should than Skyy Moore did, but let's not sit here and be like, oh, guy's going to have 1,200 yards. Like, let's pump the brakes. Let's be excited about what we're seeing, but obviously it's a whole nother level for that to translate to Sundays in the regular season. Now, that being said, if you are on the Rashee Rice hype train, I hope you are, type me down in the comments. I'm on the hype train. I'm just trying to lower the expectations just a touch, not trying to, go to Vegas and bet him Rookie of the Year or anything like that. But if you do, let me know. Type me if you are on the Rashee Rice hype train. Okay, let's talk about another rookie. This one, an undrafted rookie, Deneric Prince. He was one of the biggest spring winners with OTAs, rookie minicamp, and mandatory minicamp as well, and that has carried over. He's had a strong start to training camp, and obviously some things still have to be worked out on this running back depth chart. What happens with Clyde Edwards-Helaire? I think that's still very much in the air. What is Deneric Prince's role on this team if he makes the roster? Well, let me just get that second point out of the way. I fully expect Deneric Prince to make this team. Now, if he goes out there and clunks it up in the preseason, maybe that changes. But based on what he's done, based on what coaches have said about him, I think he makes this roster. It's just a matter of what his role is going to end up being. Now, something you guys for sure should do is get going with Rhone. Looking to upgrade your wardrobe, looking for some new clothes for work, or maybe you're getting ready for school here in a few weeks. The Rhone Commuter Collection is the most comfortable, breathable, and flexible set of products known to man, because they can help you get ready for any occasion. You want to go casual, throw on a golf polo, throw on one of their t-shirts, throw on their shorts. You're going to be looking good there. You can also spice it up, get the dress shirts, their nice pants, going there as well. They've got golf polos, quarter zips. The closet will be reinvented for you, just like they've reinvented the closet in general. They're 4-way stretch fabric, guys. Very comfortable, very breathable. If you're traveling a lot, you're not going to be feeling stiff when you're moving around. You want that breathability. You see the stretch fabric here. It's very, very stretchy and very, very comfortable. It looks good, but you also feel good. Plenty of companies have clothes that look good, but you want that flexibility. You want to feel comfortable in clothes that you are wearing. So get going with Rhone today. Get 20% off with code ChatSports at Rhone.com/ChatSports. Code ChatSports, link and promo code in the description of this video. Here's why I think Deneric Prince sticks on this roster. Number one, he's shown the ability to catch the football well. I don't think he was utilized in that area nearly enough in college, starting at Texas A&M, but then at Tulsa. I think that's an area he can contribute. The special teams value is definitely an area he will contribute in, I believe. We heard Dave Tobe, the chief special teams coordinator, during the earlier part of the offseason, point to him as a kickoff return option, compared him to Niall Davis. You see some of that similar skill set. And ultimately, he's very young and he's very cheap because he's an undrafted rookie. I think he sticks around and is a valuable piece out of this backfield for years to come. Another training camp winner here, Justin Reid, the Chiefs safety who, to be quite honest, I think at times was underwhelming last year after signing that 3-year, $30 million deal. I thought he had kind of an up and down first year in KC, but he went out of his way earlier in the offseason to say, yeah, I'm taking on more of a leadership role. Juan Thornhill left, who was the longest tenured member of the secondary. Obviously, he signed with Cleveland. Justin Reid is a vet, second year in the system. He's been more vocal, and he seems like a guy ready to make more plays on the field as well. He was fine last year, but didn't have any interceptions, no forced fumbles. I'm looking for him and, quite frankly, this Chiefs secondary as a whole to take the football away more. That's something Trent McDuffie talks about the other day is we are emphasizing takeaways. And look, if this Chiefs team starts taking the ball away at a high clip, something they did not do last year, look out, because we know the offense is already elite. You get takeaways and give Patrick Mahomes short fields, that is going to be a nightmare for opposing teams. So I expect a bigger year for Justin Reid. I like that he's embracing being more of a leader. He got a big contract. He's a vet in that secondary. He needs to be that type of guy, and I'm glad we're seeing that early on. I want to go back to the receiver position, someone we referred to earlier, I should say, Skyy Moore, who, again, had a great rookie training camp period, then, struggled early on in his rookie campaign, came on a little bit late, obviously had a nice Super Bowl, had a touchdown, but you're looking for bigger things this year. Here's a note from Pete Sweeney, who's been at every practice. He said, first big play of practice, this was from yesterday's practice, in 11-on-11, Skyy Moore having to fully extend his arms deep down the middle of the field to rein in what was a good ball by Patrick Mahomes. The Mahomes-Moore connection seems to be getting better every day. That's big with Kadarius Toney out. I think Skyy Moore is poised for a big year 2 leap because I expected more last year. I'll be honest. I loved the draft pick. The hype was real coming out of camp. And then, those muff punts, I think that carried over to him on offense too. He just never got fully comfortable. Again, late in the year, we saw that start to come together. You see this a lot with young players. That first full offseason after their rookie year, they're really able to fine-tune some things. I think we're seeing that with Skyy Moore. And with Kadarius Toney out, you're looking for these other players to go out there and make plays. Rashee Rice, Skyy Moore, Richie James has been active at camp. So excited to see what Skyy Moore does in year 2 because I think he can really be a dangerous weapon coming out of the slot for this football team. Now, which second-year player on this team will impress or improve the most this year? I'm going with Skyy Moore. Maybe you think it's Pacheco. Maybe you think it's someone else. Biggest year 2 leap this year for the Chiefs is who? Let's go to some Chiefs training camp losers as well. Chris Jones, really though, more so the Chiefs because I think Jones carries more leverage, to be honest, but obviously he remains away from training camp right now as he is holding out. And look, with Joe Burrow going down today with a non-contact injury, we hope for the best there for him. You understand why, right? Chris Jones is looking for that long-term security. Yes, he's slated to make a lot of money this year, but he's seen several of his peers sign new deals. Quentin Williams, Jeffrey Simmons, Deron Payne, Dexter Lawrence, Javon Hargrave, all getting new deals this offseason. Quite frankly, he's better than all of them. He was better than Aaron Donald last year. I wouldn't give him $32 million per year, but I would give him $25 to $28 per year because he's earned it. And to be quite honest, what other option do you have? I mean, you could say, well, you could not pay him, you could trade him, you could play this year out. Sure, but You're going to go to battle with Derek Nottie and Tershawn Wharton? I don't think so. Like, you need Chris Jones on this front four like you need oxygen. So I expect him to be here at some point. I expect the deal to get done. The question is, if a deal doesn't get done, would he show up week one? I think he would, but you don't want him disgruntled either. Hopefully the two sides can come together on a new contract. Will Chris Jones get a new deal before that opener against the Lions? What do you guys think? Type Y for yes, type in for no. I still think a deal gets done, but longer time goes on, the less confident I am. Another loser here, and I'd put this in more of the up and down category, but Jody Fortson, the young tight end who converted from receiver a couple of years ago, and you're looking for him to put that consistency together this camp. That's kind of what I've been looking for, and there's still some inconsistencies. He's dropping some balls. He'll bounce back and then have a big play, but can he put together multiple practices where he really stands out? Last year, in 13 games, 2 touchdowns, only had 9 catches, though. I had high expectations for him. Now, he missed some games with injury, so that kind of stunted his growth. But I've said it for a few weeks. This is a big year for Jody Fortson to take that big step forward and prove he can be a viable option. So we'll see how that transpires. But I think right now I would still have him behind Noah Gray and, of course, Travis Kelce on the tight end pecking order. And then Kadarius Toney, because obviously he suffered an injury. He had to have a surgery, and his status for week one is questionable right now. He had a cleanup knee surgery, as they call it, earlier this week. Andy Reid says Toney is pushing to try and get back for week one. So you like that mindset. You like the fact that he's wanting to play in the opener against Detroit. But, again, we've outlined this a lot. Kadarius Toney still has a lot to prove. I will maintain this. If Toney never plays another snap for the Chiefs, they have won that trade. Maybe the Giants win it too, but the Chiefs have won it because he helped you win a Super Bowl. But now you're getting greedy, right? Like, you want more. You want him to grow within this offense and be that reliable week-in, week-out weapon on the outside. And an early injury and a procedure here, obviously not super ideal. We'll see if he's ready for week one. Andy Reid says it might happen, but the way he talked, I don't think they were crazy optimistic about that. He might miss the first couple of weeks. Do you trust Kadarius Toney? Simple question. Type T for trust or D for don't. I want to trust him, but he has a large injury history, and he hasn't been exactly super reliable. So to be determined. How about that? All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's Chiefs Report. They're back on the practice field tomorrow. If there's major updates, we'll have you covered. Make sure you subscribe.